A production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Best FM, keep listening.
Warning, when there is a hurricane warning, button down, tie down, everything. Lift appliances and furniture off the ground and secure your valuable items. If you wanna boat, secure it on land and turn on your yard. If you a fisherman, make sure you turn off every breaker, and before you sleep, turn off your generator. Flooding, that is a real danger. If you live a gully bank, live a bank or low line area. If you see flood waters are rising, get out, heed the warning. If your land starts slipping and sliding, get out, heed the warning. Hurricanes gonna happen, so be prepared.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Program is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Half a tree, 100, half a tree. Bossy, how do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling you, cause trust me.
Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town.
The best taxi service.
They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
Need a cab from anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on the Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back. Even as we speak, Percival is looking at the correction to Sunday's story concerning this issue of the gun licenses. And tell me, Percy, if they've corrected the number, because the headline in the Gleaner says 7,000 firearms in circulation with lapsed permits. And the first line of the story says nearly 20,000 guns are currently in circulation for which the permits have lapsed. And later on, it says exactly how many: 19,449 gun permits were not renewed between April 2019 and November 11 this year, causing the FLA to classify them as guns at risk.
Yeah, but
what's the correction?
The correction is that the number of guns for which permits have lapsed up to November 11th is 7,000, because the 19,449 is not represented cumulative delinquencies for the period. So it's 7,000 guns out there, really, that the permits have lapsed.
So the 7,000 in the headline is accurate as to how many are confirmed
That's still a whole lot of
illegal
guns,
weapons. Oh, you mean, man, 7,000 I will put on that. How many policemen we have? What, 12,000?
Yeah.
It says. Anyway, the point about it is this. If you have 7,000 persons on record, you know the names, you know where they live. Those are persons of interest. They issue the names of citizens for less than that. Let the citizens help you. We will tell you who dead, who migrate, and who are the executors for the estates of the ones who have died and the weapon was not turned in. This is where you appeal to citizens and say, go to so-and-so site and check the names. And if you see anybody's name on there that you know where they are or what has happened, please let us know. Why they don't engage us in the things that can help ourselves?
That is true, because that is more a solution. See, you have 7,000, then 7,000. They have the information, firstly.
We know whether, like I know a lady who died in May of this year, and I know she had a firearm. I don't know if her executors managed to do the right thing, because some of them were abroad.
Okay.
I know people who migrate. I've been consulted from time to time on how to. No, they lock it up in a safe or they leave it with the police. Some of them leave it with the police, you know.
Okay. So they're going abroad, they leave it with the police.
They leave it with the police. So some of those guns might very well be in police custody somewhere, and part of your system is to find it.
Okay. That's interesting.
But if you rely on the citizens to help in areas where we can help ourselves, put the 7,000 names on a website somewhere and let us look and see who we know. Instead, the FLA has extended the amnesty, because that's what you've done. If you say you are now going to introduce a process to give people 3 days from the time they receive some notice from you that is unnecessary in law, because why are you revoking a lapsed permit? Somebody please explain. If my driver's license expires and you find me on the road with it, you would say, I am driving without a license. And you would not give me 3 days. If my insurance expire and you catch me on the road with expired insurance, you're going to lock me up.
Give you a ticket or something.
Or something, because it is not valid. To all intents and purposes, I am someone who used to have insurance or a license or whatever the case might be. So to create this system, this to me is a deliberate attempt to give persons who really don't need it an opportunity to get themselves out of a tough spot. Let the citizens help, man. Publish the names. We will tell you who dead, who migrate, and who leave the gun at the police station. So some of the persons in the force who are lacking in integrity may actually have control of firearms that were left in their care by people who dead, no come back, or who have Alzheimer's and don't remember what they do with it. I'm just saying.
No,
whenever I see these things, Percy, my radar goes up because I know this is a manipulation of the system. Sean Darling knows better. You don't need to do no notice to a man whose firearm is now illegal. If he came before the court with the firearm and could only show a lapsed license, he would be treated just like the man who go buy one on the street side.
Or the man who has it stolen and reported.
Look at what are the man whose firearm was stolen. It's a pouch that was stolen with the fire. It's not like him have it put on somewhere careless and somebody see it.
Take it up
and take it and leave. Yeah, there was some coverage of it. Gotta do better on those issues. If we say that the guns in circulation is such a big deal, we can't be a part of the problem. FLA gotta do a better job.
But it is alarming to me for those of us who can think and dig a little deeper beyond what is there, that if you were to read a lot of articles, what is at the front and it catches, and you read it further, say, but the headline not matching what is in it, and then were they are careful enough in terms of what they wrote. And again, I have come to the realization in terms of the political hustings that some people, we have jokers.
Yes.
The jokers in the pack. The king and the queen is, and you have the joker. Some people get up to all kind of tomfoolery. Now, why would you? Because tomfoolery. Why would you?
Do you know tomfoolery is a very racially loaded comment?
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Oh, yes.
Anyway.
But you say it, and I wasn't even thinking about that in terms. I'm looking at the headline,
I didn't want to go on and say it because it's tomfoolery for true by any race that kind of thing takes place in. I made the headlines.
Yes, Montague presses for visa-free travel to US, UK, Canada.
And he's the chairman of the party. So the chairman of the party gets up and says, I want the members of the party to have an internal discussion, internal dialogue to arrive at a common position on the issue. Law-abiding Jamaicans, who those are would be, that is another loaded phrase. Who are the law-abiding Jamaicans? I'm sure it's a different. When I say law-abiding, a group of people in my imagination would be very different from the group of people in Mr. Montague's imagination as law-abiding Jamaicans. Should be allowed visa-free entry to the UK, Canada, and the US. That's not even. Okay, let's see.
Why does it become a headline?
Yeah. Obviously, there's somebody at the Gleaner like it, and it's not just headline, it's front page news. Edmund Campbell, senior staff reporter, thinks that that's worthy of front page news, that the party chairman is saying, let us speak about it internally and then broach the issue with government, because they are connected like that. They know government. If the government found favor with the proposal, it could then have talks with its major trading partners on the issue. Well, I am a law-abiding Jamaican, and I would not get up and say, in the current state of affairs, UK, US, Canada, please let Jamaicans who want to come in without a visa. I would not. What would you say to defend that? We're your friends?
No, sir.
No,
boy.
I don't see that.
And that is...
There are so many other things, rights that we need to fight for and secure right here, on the ground, in Jamaica.
Yeah, but it was pushed.
And says that, we have a Jamaican in the White House, Montague said, reference to Vice President Kamala Harris, whose father, Donald, is a Jamaican. Kamala Harris, who has she even been to Jamaica?
No.
Since?
She only met with Mr. Holness when he went there and gave them some money for something. I don't remember.
But I do understand that Mr. Montague is seeking to identify a position of relevance
to most Jamaicans
in Jamaica, in the psyche of the Jamaican public, and perhaps in his party. Who knows? The government is now engaged in talks with Washington to target Jamaican dons in the United States who wield resources and influence to direct murders and crimes back home. The headline is U.S. Dons on Radar, but it's not U.S. You know what? The headline, that doesn't even make sense. But interestingly, the picture that they've used to go with this headline of U.S. Dons on Radar
I find it fascinating.
is the Prime Minister's wife patting his cheek with a towelette, and the Prime Minister has a very self-conscious, embarrassed look on his face, and Mrs. Holness has a peculiar look on her face too. You know those experts who look at body movements and can tell you exactly what's going on?
What is the dynamics? Yeah.
Yes. Come, Percy, you have some experience.
No, sir.
You're in training.
but
give us a read of this picture. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. You just need to give like maybe 10. When you look at it, what are you saying?
It's contrived.
Yes, very much so.
And let me tell you what, when I do couples...
And they regret it. Even as they're doing it now, they say, we should have left that off.
the couples. So, couples come and say, oh, you want to talk? We're having some challenges in our relationship. So you have a setting where you have chairs. And you set the chairs a certain way. It's so telling, and you go, you sit, welcome them in, and the chairs are together. You can tell how deep the problem is. In terms of what they do when they come in and sit. If you see them pull the chairs apart, say.
Or the dinner, this is going to be a long one.
You understand? And even the body, because that's a very important part of body language, things we have to just pick up on. Because they say communication is 60% non-verbal, 40% verbal, what is said. So what is not said is even more instructive in terms of what you do. So all
right, what do you say about the fact that she has one hand on his shoulder holding him in position?
Is she comforting him?
She's preventing him from running away. She's holding him in position. See, there's her hand on it. Do you see? There it is. Hand on shoulder, holding him still. All right, he has an embarrassed kind of look. Is it an embarrassed look or is it a... What do you say? Come on, Percy.
I'm going to try. I have to spend some more time looking at it. I don't know if...
All right, so let's be clear now. This particular couple has not consulted Percy. They have a thing that they say when experts are speaking about such matters. They say that...
this is just my opinion.
This is just an opinion. I have not actually worked with these parties. I am just using experience and, positing a perspective. Anyway, she's holding him still because perhaps he would bolt. And she has her lips pursed in a very motherly kind of, when you put some spit on your finger to wipe. When you put spit on your finger to wipe your child's face and they look like, no, mommy, not in public, one, and spit, ew. Yeah, she has a motherly look on her face and she's doing her duty by the leader. Showing something, I think somewhere they've decided that Jamaica needs the reassurance that they're a real couple. Do we need that reassurance? Does it matter to us?
Yeah, because that is what it speaks to in terms of if they're a real couple or not. Because if you are confident in the fact that, hello, we are together, you don't have to do that. That shouldn't be
the way that you demonstrate togetherness. Maybe they could hold hands and pray.
Yeah, all of that.
And because we say the family that prays together
stays together. Yeah, but there's a lot of
this is a kind of a playful side to whatever they are.
Yeah, we have to bring in the experts out of the US because
you need foreign experts.
No, because they spend that. There are people who just focus on that.
I know. That's not trying to draw you into it, but you're not paying me no mind.
You're not mind. Even in terms of people giving witness and people giving testimony.
Yes.
The people are doing it, and they remember they did it often with Trump. In terms of being there and what is nonverbal saying in regards to people spend time doing that,
Well, somebody said that if your wife wipe your face and then you surreptitiously reach for a tissue. No, if your wife kiss you, let me read it. Yeah, it says any man whose wife kisses him and he surreptitiously reaches for a hanky and wipes it off is getting no peace at night. I didn't see that part. Was there? I didn't see that part.
I never see that, but the people must have been watching it.
Yeah, man, people are watching it closely, I think. It does matter in real terms. It does matter if the people who are in leadership of your country are settled, family-oriented, mature people of integrity, because you know that they can empathize with the experience of the people who have to build families, care for families, make decisions for families. And in other jurisdictions, you hear them talking all the time about wanting to be sure that people can keep food on the table, children in school, and so on and so forth. If your leaders have a pretense at family life and don't display honor and integrity in their personal relationships, you can bet your bottom dollar they're going to treat you the same way.
Which is why
I think some effort is being made by this top couple, the first family of Jamaica. Why some effort is being made to show that there is love and care and
there's
and so
another
on.
picture of him and his son and his wife behind them.
Yeah. Oh, that's their son.
That's Matthew.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes, it is important that we have a sense of who they are as they seek to lead the nation. But I think we've seen enough.
You've seen enough?
I think we've seen enough.
But the chat is really hot this morning. The man said, "Get no peace." No peace.
Straight up, I am not reading this, what you have put right here. One of the listeners interpreting the look on the PM's face. It's not a compliment. Well, it's a compliment to somebody. Anyway, all right. So we've had the party conference. The Prime Minister of this nation, I guess any nation, is one of the few persons who can make policy by speaking at, I don't know if maybe in the code of conduct, when it emerges, there should be a provision that he can't make policy at a political event.
Okay.
Because then those are just sweeteners that you're throwing out, and you're really abusing your position as Prime Minister to make promises as party leader.
Okay.
And, there's an effort to make sure that Prime Minister is Prime Minister to all, not party leader to the, those who vote for him. But he said some things which I think in the coming days we're going to spend a little time parsing over, kind of just reading through the lines to see, have we heard anything new, and is there any fresh infusion of hope for this nation?
Just as we talk about
we're right at
lawlessness.
Let's save it for when we come back, because it's important. Please stay with us. It's 7:30 a.m.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
One in. A hurricane we name. How we rough. Whether we are man hurricane or woman hurricane. We want you to know that. We come up and mash up building, blow down things and just like blood out place. We no ram, we no respect no one. So no take no chance with we. Listen to Hot Prem and prepare. Hurricanes do happen. So be prepared. Yes, be prepared.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is already pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program, The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Program is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Lady Lee, the Queen of the South, and I'm inviting you all to trailblaze with me on the best of the best radio station, the Best 100 FM, Mondays through Thursdays, 2 to 5 p.m. You can't afford to miss it on your airwaves. Yes, Trailblaze with Lady Lee right here, Mondays to Thursdays, 2 to 5 p.m. on the best of the best, Best 100 FM. Mwah.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on the Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Well, okay, so we had some good humor during the break. But then I also learned some new things, not necessarily things I will repeat, because you probably know it already.
Yeah.
But I was looking at the headline, U.S. Dons on radar, and they've used the Prime Minister's wife, patting him down. He was overheating at the conference. And I'm here just looking at, what it's talking about, and it's not really talking about that United States citizens, or maybe they may be dual citizens, but they really are talking about Jamaicans who are involved in criminality in Jamaica whilst living in the U.S. Foreign dons, the Prime Minister called them, have been influencing crime in Jamaica for too long, he says, and we're going to ensure that they can no longer stay in another country and direct crime here. Oh my God, how I welcome it. But I do wish he had a strategy for dealing with the Jamaican dons who are directing crime here. And most notably, a lot of names very close to the highest levels of the party, maybe on both sides of the house. There are a lot of names that are commonplace in Jamaican
folklore. Folklore. Because remember,
urban legends.
Urban legends, Yeah, that some have died, and we remember. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, the enforcers.
Yeah, their names, some of them family connected to persons in high places of power. Oh, that we could really get to the place where we're dealing with it and we're not shying away from it and we're taking on, the tough issues. This business with the weapons, the ones for which the licenses have lapsed, I don't think the Prime Minister should take it lightly. He's speaking some very tough words about firearms. He says instead of the foreign dons, he said, instead of sending back computers and assisting with school fees, people are sending guns and bullets to encourage you to kill your brothers and sisters. They mean us no good. I know he has very strong feelings about the treatment of gun-related offenses and offenders.
Yeah, but
So you cannot have a list of 7,000 offenders in government possession and be talking about giving them 3 more days from the time of service, and service can take anything from a day to a year. You cannot. I'm saying it again and again. I may say it later on in the show. Please, if you know 7,000 illegal gun holders, whatever we're calling them.
Yeah, because
you know 7,000 of them.
You need to get them in.
You need to get them in.
Those people potentially under the new law.
Of course.
15 years.
Yes, because if you're caught with it after the law comes into effect, it's 15 years. It no matter that your permit did lapse.
But it's not a serious thing, because it is rather interesting that after the amnesty elapsed on the 19th,
them announce this.
They announce this. Them should announce this from the beginning.
Oh, you mean, man? And say every one of you.
Yeah, the timing just seemed to be off.
No, man, they get amnesty period plus all this thing. Come on, gotta do better.
No, but even in terms of the 90 that have been turning, some of those were, if 90 guns were turned in.
Yes, I saw they're like, I think
90 of the guns turned. There were 90 guns that were turned in. And I think most of them
were useless.
No, but
well, there's one that the licensee died 18 years ago or 20, some long time.
Yeah,
more than that actually. Like they said, they died in the 80s, and the lady kept it. The widow kept it as a keepsake, and she turned that 8. Really, those are the ones we're getting. You know what? You go, Percy. You say what you wanted to say.
No,
because
I think some of the guns at the 90 were in fact permits that are elapsed. That's I get in a sense. Wow. No, man. The things are humorous, but they are serious. I'm just so Mr. Darling, you have 7,000 people who have guns, the permits have elapsed. You know that this new law is going to be enforced. You have an amnesty. The decent thing to have done, if I'm really interested in terms of ensuring that people who have guns and have applied for it legally, inform them. You send a text or WhatsApp, you not take anything, you must have a contact for them because you have the information.
Or the same process you're proposing now.
Do it from long time.
You do it. It should be a part of your process that because I think it expires on people's birthday. So every year which ones expire. As you say, send a text, send a 3-day, give the 3-day notice, whatever it is you want to do. But when the amnesty done, you are come with your own new amnesty while telling other people that that's it, it's finished. Hey, we don't believe it. We on the Morning Connection don't believe it. Do better.
We can do better.
I am suggesting to you, publish the list. I will check it. If I know anybody on it, I will speak to the person and send you a report.
I say, sir, you need to.
Yeah. If it's somebody who is dead, and we know that the person has died, we'll say so-and-so has died. And you must go find out who is the executor of the estate.
But that story that you shared in terms of the lady handed in the gun was keeping it, is that what you said?
A keepsake. It's in the thing. He was explaining that he gave an account of 2 weapons that were turned in. One was a lady whose husband died, and yeah. And wow. she was keeping it. I don't remember what the explanation was, but that one caught my eye because yes, it could happen. I think it was a shotgun. So one was a shotgun, and it was the wife. She turned it in.
Okay.
Yeah. So there are other persons there. Maybe there's a safe in the house, but I don't know if somebody dies and they have a safe and you have managed to crack it, there could be gold bars in it. Still, I suspect some of them too are persons who turn it into the police and just never did anything else.
Okay.
Because I know on occasion, I know at least one person who had asked my advice. They were going to travel and they weren't sure they would come back in time. And the result was leave it at the local police station.
Okay.
I don't know. So I'm sure others are doing that. And that may account for some of the weapons for which no permits, no renewal was sought. But at least find out. Yeah. Find out. All right. First of all,
yes, my dear.
On the spiritual vein, what's been in my mind is that even as we've heard, we know that elections are in the air. Local government is overdue, so it must be happening in short order. Right. And we saw the very impressive display of wealth and resources for the JLP party conference. It just kind of reminded me of when the Americans, it looked like one of the American party conference. That's how it looked. You know, when the Democrats and the Republicans, yes, it had that same look and scale of operation. It tells me now that we who are seeking to infuse the heart of God into how we operate and move in this country, whichever party wins, because it really ought not to matter which party, whether it is the two established, a new one to come, a coalition, whatever happens when we go to the polls, it should not matter, because the leaders of this country should be operating on some principles that reflect justice, honor, respect,
mercy, truth,
righteousness, mercy, truth, integrity, as many words as you can drum up to reflect what we believe to be the will of God for his creation, for his people.
And as it's interesting that you said that. I was reflecting on it over the weekend, and it just came back to mind. There are other things I was watching locally and internationally. The principles of righteousness and justice, mercy and truth, are principles that are universal in terms of the working out of his creation, because that's how he built it, in terms of how we relate to each other and how we relate to the things he has given us dominion for. And so whether it is JLP or PMP or UIC or an independent coalition of people come forward, righteousness and justice are principles that must reign supreme in terms of our handling of the resources or handling of each other and how we relate to each other, because without that happening, we're going to destroy each other, which is what we see happening, because we are not living rightly and we are not doing justly. And it just continues. So whoever wins, and this is a call out to our leaders, and we say it across the different pillars in our society. What do you hold yourself accountable against in terms of the principles that you use to drive your business, that direct your operations? Is it that you are doing rightly, or is it justice there? And if it is not there, you are displeasing the very heart of God. You're displeasing the very heart of God, and he's not happy. He's not very happy with what is happening. And if you do that, then he says, if you continue to do that, I'm going to reject you, and then you're going to be punished for all of the things you have done. And some of the things we see happening is just punishment. You remember about 2-3 weeks ago, you spoke about famine. Do you remember that?
What did I speak about?
Famine. Yeah, because of famine and the things that were happening. Yeah.
And, there are some places where food security is real. I mean, in Jamaica, households in Jamaica. It's real because for two reasons, both of which are somewhat within our control. One, just the scarcity of food, meaning the crops are not as they used to be. When I went down, I was in the country yesterday. I mean, we're never out of tomatoes, and there are just some things that the tomatoes were as lean as could be. They were like the 7 lean cattle. And my sister was explaining to me that, boy, nobody has. It's some friend who had managed to they had a very lean crop and they saved some for my mom.
Okay.
It was just to hear the reports, and now in a part of the island where I'm from is generally subsistence farming, and everybody always have something. There was the recognition now that, boy, they've been told that you're gonna go to bed, and your crops look good in the field, and tomorrow morning they're black. That is kind of like the narrative that is
black. You mean there's
global warming? They're not global warming, climate change. They just this.
Black. When you say look black, you mean it.
Blight reach them because things are coming in so rapidly. Things are changing faster. And I remember we planted corn, and when the corn should have been, it sprout and it was looking good, and then it just prematurely aged and withered up and looked terrible and died because something was wrong with the seed.
Yeah.
But to a farmer, you plant and you nurture and you expect it to progress in a normal way, and then blight.
Yeah, but the blight is in the seed.
Yeah, but you don't know.
Because you get the seed and you never know what it is.
Absolutely.
And we spoke about that earlier out, in terms of getting the ones that are there.
So those things are continuing to be a source of alarm. And then there's just no money to buy.
Buy new seed?
No, not talking about seed now. If you usually plant your own, you can't find Irish potato right now. Irish potatoes I say Irish potatoes, but let's call them white potatoes, are a scarcity.
Mm-hmm.
Those they plant and the rains came and things rot in the ground, and now they're hunting for white potatoes. So even if you don't have it because your crop failed, and because your crop failed, you don't have no money to buy from what's being imported.
Okay.
So famine, food shortage, a reality right now across in places in this country, and we do want to know what and how these things, what's going to happen then on a national level. As we see the world turning up the temperature and pushing hard to pursue their own agenda, I am saying those who are of the mindset to push the agenda of God need to now be consumed with zeal for the business of God. So I was remembering, do you remember when Christ cleared the temple? There are some things that come to my mind, and I just want to make that distinction. In the temple courts, Jesus found people selling cattle, sheep and doves, and others were sitting at tables exchanging money. Very commercial. The house of prayer, the place of worship, had been contaminated by these activities, which were themselves a part of the whole worship experience, in the sense that they made sacrifices, they exchanged animals for money, they sold animals so people could go in, and so there was a commercial trade which supported the worship. Absolutely. So it's not as if the market moved over.
There's nothing wrong in terms. There's nothing wrong in terms of doing those things.
Precisely. That's why I'm making the point. Time and place, right?
Context.
So, and when Christ saw it, and it disturbed him to the point where he drove them out. He said, "Get these out of here. Stop turning my Father's house into a market." At the time he did it, his disciples remembered from the prophetic words in the book of Isaiah that zeal for your house will consume me. Now, this business of the commercial activities and the worship and reverence and of the place of God, I am looking at it from two perspectives. I'm looking at it, one, the country, the land, the people, all of that belongs to God and should be administered, managed, enjoyed in a way that honors God.
That reverts to worship, because worship is service and so on.
Yes.
But you make
and then I'm looking at individuals now. We in our focus, in how we channel our activities and make our choices and decisions, to remember that our bodies, temple, and that the things we do are gifts to God through the work of our hands and the focus that we take in addressing his business, can also attract the same commentary or the same criticism. Have we made our life's work? Have we focused all of our attention on the commercial, on the collateral things that should be supporting worship, and pretty much flip the script where we are spending more time, more resources on those things than we are on the things which should honor and reverence God? So I've seen the country go all out. I loved the display of resource, of creativity, the beauty of the party conference which took place. And I think when the PNP did theirs too, I don't recall that it looked as rich, but it certainly had its polish and look. When we are attending to our own agenda, we put effort into it. Can just the zeal for the business of God begin to consume us? So we now turn our attention to those things which show reverence to God. And by this now I'm talking about the love in action and the faith in action, the caring for one another, the respect, the proper use of stewardship. I think the JLP said they had been good stewards. So can we turn our attention now to truly being good stewards of what resources God has put in our hands? You're burning to say something. I release you.
What brings to mind, and I'm reflecting even as you're speaking, worship, avodah. Went back to the Hebrew and the Greek. It speaks to your work, your service in terms of the things that you do. Jesus said, there is a time coming, and the time now is that those who worship God must worship him in spirit and in truth. What was he speaking to? He was saying you need to have the right focus, because why he drove them out, it was not because the things that they were doing, the exchange and the thing was wrong, but what really they lost sight of this, all of these peripheral things is to enhance your worship. But what had happened, the peripheral had become the central.
The central, yes.
And he was saying to us, come on. That's why he says, you can't serve God and mammon. That's why he says the love of money, not money, but the love of money, the pursuit of it, the thing that becomes overarching,
your
embracing.
Central focus now, it has pushed everything to the side.
It has pushed God out of the picture. And it's like somebody says, God is not your genie. God is not a big, what we call it? Not Buddha.
What, Buddha? That you rub his head on?
No, not the genie.
Your boops?
Your boops. Yes. God deserves your worship, that he is central. You shall love the Lord your God with all of what you are, possess. He's center. Love your neighbor as yourself. And the things that are out there is to enhance the things that you are called to do, which is serve God, respect him, fear him. And then, because we come out of the heart of God as man, then the same thing, you need to ensure that you are dealing with your fellow man the way that you deal with God. So I think that's such a fantastic point, because, yeah, man, we have the money and the thing. We have all of the bling and so on, but our focus has really shifted. It has, we're gazing. We're not centered on what are the essentials and the important things. Love God, love man. All the other things are just add-ons to enhance that indeed you are worshiping and worshiping well. So all of that happened with the two conferences.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 So we've seen the focus of the world.
Yeah. And God says, come back.
And he's saying,
come back.
I'm really calling out the believers in the nation, the ones who say, I am the hands and feet and the heart of Christ. Zeal for the business of God, for the house of God, for the work of God must consume you to the point where you push aside these distractions, these replacements, these new priorities that have begun to overwhelm us. I think there are times when some of us even forget that the narrative that is being pushed is a false narrative and that it goes nowhere. I think sometimes we really do forget. I know there are many conversations I've been party to where at a point when it reaches like a crescendo, I have to say, you know what? Thank God there's Jesus. I just have, sometimes you can't say it out loud because they have you down now as some kind of superstitious nut. But I just have to reflect and say, but this is what happens when the world sets itself at odds with the divine. You swallow your tail. You talk yourself into extinction because you just see things tightening and tightening and tightening until it must explode. What is going to happen next?
Or implode or explode.
Whatever way that it come to a cataclysmic end.
Yes.
Apocalyptic
end.
Or the Hataclaps.
The Hataclaps. I think that's where that word come from. When the Hataclaps reach you. Yes.
Yeah. So you listen to these conversations and you say, you know what? At least I know the battle is not mine. Fought and won. I just need to stay the course and increase my understanding of things so that at the right time I can be a part of the solution. Now is the time, is what I am saying to you who have that understanding. Now is the time. Let your zeal overflow, just as how you see them going harder, pushing harder, and talking about harder and faster. It's time. We need to step into the breach and begin to handle our business for one another in a way that makes sense. And what makes sense is let righteousness return, let love return, let respect and just common humanity return. Let good common sense problem-solving strategies return to the fore. When you see something and you know that it is unacceptable, it is against the principles that you believe in and hold dear, fight for it.
The principles.
Fight for it.
Heart of God.
Yes. You see, like now, I'm telling you what Mr. Darling and the FLA are proposing to deal with these lapsed firearm permits. It is wrong. What they're doing is wrong.
Okay.
They are essentially extending the amnesty for a select few who used to have a license. Used to have license and have license are two different things. And they know who the persons are.
And
they're trying to use some,
sleight of hand.
Yes.
Sleight of mouth.
8 a.m. and even the engineer is on me. Let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to open the lines. We want to talk to you. We want to hear your views on some of these points, and we want you to be strident. Fight for the things that matter. The numbers to call, 876-619-1508 and 876-279-8473.
A difference you can hear. A difference you can feel.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
BBC News. Hello, this is Jerry Smith. More than 56 people have been killed in Indonesia, where a powerful earthquake has shaken the province of West Java. A local government official in Cianjur, the epicenter of the quake, told local television that around 700 people were being treated for injuries, the vast majority of them serious. Our correspondent, Valja Baraputri, reports from Jakarta.
A 5.6 magnitude earthquake forced people out of tall buildings in the government and business area in the Indonesian capital, Jakarta. The tremor lasted for at least a minute. The epicenter of the earthquake was on land. Even though it didn't cause a tsunami like earthquakes centered in the sea, it produced strong tremors in the area. Videos on social media show the damage to people's houses and shops in West Java.
Several European nations have shelved plans to wear armbands in support of LGBTQ+ rights at the World Cup in Qatar because of the threat of their players being sanctioned. Football's governing body FIFA has warned it was a breach of its rules. From Doha, here's Alex Capstick.
A joint statement from 7 European teams competing at the World Cup said they were disappointed by what they described as an unprecedented ruling from FIFA. While they were prepared to accept a fine for captains wearing the One Love rainbow-coloured armband, the prospect of a booking and a possible suspension has forced them to abandon the plan. They said it's unfair to put the players in that situation, although the statement said they will show support for inclusion in other ways. This late guidance will only add to their frustration, and it's another example of organisers leaving decisions on controversial topics until the last minute.
South Africa's Supreme Court of Appeal has ordered the former President Jacob Zuma to return to prison after upholding an earlier ruling that his medical parole had been unlawful. Mr. Zuma was given a 15-month sentence last year for contempt of court over his refusal to testify during an investigation into corruption. Pumza Fulani reports.
Zuma had been in jail for only 2 months when he was released on parole in September last year, following a decision by then-prison's boss, Arthur Fraser. The 80-year-old was said to be suffering from an undisclosed terminal illness and was released without the recommendation of a medical parole board, which was not the norm. The main opposition party, the Democratic Alliance, and some civil organizations took the matter to court, and that court ruled in their favor.
The first global conference on club foot is underway in the South African city of Cape Town. The congenital condition, in which a baby is born with one or both feet twisted inwards, affects about 1 child in 800. The charity Miracle Feet says the vast majority don't receive the correct treatment. BBC News. United Nations inspectors are due to go into the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant to assess how serious the damage is from shelling over the weekend. Experts have warned that the reactors could overheat if a direct hit were to damage their cooling system, as Paul Moss reports.
The head of the International Atomic Energy Agency didn't mince his words. Stop this madness, Rafael Grossi pleaded. He was speaking after more than a dozen explosions were heard near the Zaporizhzhia nuclear plant in southeastern Ukraine. Russia and Ukraine blame each other for the shelling. There are 6 reactors at the site, each containing radioactive uranium-235, and it's the risk of this escaping or overheating that inspectors need to assess. However, the Russian team controlling Zaporizhzhia have warned they won't allow inspectors to visit all of the site if they don't believe this is necessary.
Iran says it's to take retaliatory action against the UN's nuclear watchdog over a resolution criticizing Tehran's lack of cooperation with its inquiries. The resolution followed Iran's failure to explain undeclared uranium particles found at 3 sites there as part of talks aimed at reviving a 2015 nuclear deal with world powers. The president of Kazakhstan appears to have been re-elected by a wide margin, a result that was universally expected in a contest that was widely criticized. Kasim Tokayev was the only candidate with any public profile, and the other 5 who were standing had refrained from making any negative comments about his time in office. Israel's Prime Minister-designate Benjamin Netanyahu has won a defamation suit against a predecessor who had said he and his wife and son were mentally ill. The comment was made during a television interview by former Prime Minister Ehud Olmert. After saying that it hoped that mental illness would one day be regarded like any other illness, the court ordered Mr. Olmert to pay compensation.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Warning, warning, when there is a hurricane warning, button down, tie down, down everything. Lift appliances and furniture off the ground and secure your valuable items. If you wanna boat, secure it on land and turn on your yard. If you a fisherman, make sure you turn off every breaker, and before you sleep, turn off your generator. Flooding, that is a real danger. If you live a gully bank, river bank or low line area, if you see flood waters are rising, get out, get out. Heed the warning. If your land starts slipping and a sliding, get out, get out. Heed the warning. Hurricanes gonna happen, so be prepared.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Seniors, the Ministry of Labor and Social Security is advising that the November 2022 payment under the Social Pension Program is now available for collection. Check your text messages to confirm your payment arrangements. For further information, call 876-922-8007. The Social Pension Program, caring for our elderly. A message from the Ministry of Labor and Social Security, providing opportunity, stability, and social protection.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Looking to clean your vehicle super clean? 123 Clean Car Wash, located at 2 1/4 Osborne Road, Kingston 10. Entrance on Grove Road, below Tropical Battery. They wash and vacuum, undercarriage wash, engine wash, polish and compound, shampoo and detailing. Call them at 876-631-3400. 123 Clean Car Wash, the best in the business for a cleaner wash.
1, 2, 3, believe me, it's so easy. 1, 2, 3.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, away, I do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, at 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try calling her, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
Ah, what a relief.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on the Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Welcome back. Your hosts, Minette and Percy, ready to talk to you. It is now 8:10 a.m. The lines are open. In the break, Percival asked me, what is the one thing? He said, do you think that if 50 or 60% of Jamaicans made their feelings known in some form of national, I'm not going to call it protest, but national action, what is something that we could do that could shift things in this nation.
And shifting spiritually.
Yeah, in this nation. And at first, educated as we are, took a while to remember. I'm going to tell you what that one thing is. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Yeah, man, why don't we get through so quick? We said that day me call a $300 me put on in and the money just run out, without me even talk.
Good morning. Good morning.
$300 me put on, $300 me put on the phone to talk to in the morning.
Oh.
The $300 stadium evaporate out without me even talk.
Okay, but you get through, man. So speak your truth this morning. What's up?
You can't make money for your telephone company that
No,
way there,
sir,
man.
that break my heart to hear you say it, to know who profited.
Rusty.
It's not our design or our plan.
The telephone company make $300 for me and me no get no tie.
Well, they're making another 10 or 20 as you make the complaint. That's the beauty of their business.
Yes, you what I have to talk about, you see?
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah, man,
Right,
we're listening.
Rustin, yeah.
Yeah, man, look here. For the prime minister, for the first term, when the prime minister win the first term, his mantra was clean up corruption, Did you remember?
Yes, sir.
Eh?
Well,
Did you remember this?
Yes, man, we remember.
And corruption is one of the main things here in the country. I never hear the prime minister mention nothing about corruption.
Percy said he hinted at it yesterday.
Into that what? Into that nothing. The Prime Minister talking about crime and to catch people are foreigner, we are sending down gun and arrest them. The Prime Minister no mention nothing about corruption because that is one of the main things get this party to power.
Correct, Rusty.
Hello. Did you remember when Mr. Dan Anderson done that poll and what percent of the people it say corruption no really matter?
Don't remember which one, the latest one or that from that
No,
time?
before they won the election.
Man, it's the one coming into the last
election.
The last term,
yes,
man, the last election, man. In the last
I don't remember the percentage.
What it was?
Huh?
What remind us now what it was?
I don't
remember the percentage, but yes, it said.
If you can remind me.
Yeah, but the effect of the poll was that Jamaicans don't care about corruption.
Yeah, it was a percentage. Somebody like we know how much was that percentage.
Yeah,
can't help you with the precise number.
Can't remember.
You can help me?
No, not with the precise number.
Well, I imagine because we get information from the people, from the journalists, and we can't get none.
No, stop calling me journalist. I am no. You're probably more of a journalist than me.
Yeah, I tell you that name don't really work out that country.
No.
It don't really work out, man, because when they take it out, man, the whole lot of people them corrupt, especially one of them called civil society. You ever heard that name, man?
Yes, this morning Percy mentioned it, and I said civil society is very happy that there'll be, 45,000 new hotel rooms and $5 billion of investment, and civil society not gonna get up and complain.
That's why when this government took power here, none of them say anything, including Carol Narcis and all them people. Remember how she was vocal. When she was vocal when the PNP and Mrs. Simpson was there. I heard nothing from her since this government took power. There are people like those. But he said them are the vanguard for corruption.
Okay, yes, well, I don't know about her specifically, but I share your concern that you're not hearing the pointed commentary and criticism and call to order that you used to hear. It's like them tired.
Yeah, man, when Mrs. Simpson was there, man, Carol Narcis was a dunk on her. Left, right, and center. She never ease up her her. But when this government come to power, many years, nothing for her. She no come out with all the rural read incident and the whole for corruption who are going over the place. All of them gone in hiding. I wait now to go come out when the PMP take power. All of them run out and start.
Yeah.
I wait all of them sleeping and now, But then soon wake up.
They soon wake up.
If it's not party come back to power, they will be waking up. Because they're sleeping now.
Well, we're trying to make a different kind of change here, Rusty, because the same old, not cutting it.
Corruption is one of the main things.
Yes, it is.
Destroying our society.
It is, and I don't.
I remember, you know. Remember, I'm telling you this, you know. Corruption lead to crime, you know.
Of course. Well, now.
It's not crime lead to corruption. No, corruption lead to crime.
But no,
you have to corrupt first before you can go in a crime.
And we have
crime and then you can in a crime and then you corrupt.
And we have made it. But we have made it clear that corruption. We have criminalized corruption. We've made it a crime, even if anybody wanted to debate the order in which things go. I look at what FLA is doing, and for me, anytime you pervert the system or manipulate the rules to produce a different result for some class of persons, you have corrupted the process. When I hear the FLA saying they're going to give people with lapse permit 3 more days after they're served with a nonsense notice, it tells me you have corrupted the process.
FLA cannot say anything, man. FLA is a corrupt entity. You don't remember what goes on up there.
Yes.
What took place up
I've
there.
not forgotten.
So FLA have no argument to come talk about corruption and all these things. They have no argument. It itself corrupt. The whole entire sector, the whole country, all of the government agencies, them is washed with corruption. All of them. Look at the first term. Look at the first term. The first term was weak. The first term was weak with corruption. Am I lying?
You're not lying, and we're not seeing anything. Well, you're right. The Prime Minister didn't address it, and that's regrettable.
And the second term started with corruption. Am I lying?
No, sir.
Look at Mrs. Grace McLean and education money and all them things. They don't stop to steal education money. That was the first thing in the first term, and the second term end up with the same thing.
Yes, and now we have health under the radar with the COVID money, and it just seems to continue.
Look at the Ministry of Health. Huh? Wash with corruption under Dr. Tufton. He was one of them who tell people if you not take a vaccine, then I'll get no water, you know, on the road. Did you remember?
I remember, and Mr. Warmington says if you protest him, ignore you, and you not get nothing. So it's more of the same.
Mr. Warmington, you know, his wheelchair soon come for him, you know. His wheelchair soon come for him in the parliament.
In wheelchair?
Yes, because he was the one. Remember, he said he now allow wheelchair to come take him out there. He must have been a job at Mr. Mikey.
Okay.
He must have been a job at Mr. Mikey at the time. And so wheelchair now come take him out of parliament. He might go retire. Did you remember?
Yes. Yeah, not just him. Even yesterday, I heard one interview, some of the young people were saying that there are some stalwarts who have served and it's now time for them to go. They're hoping that, you know, there'll be a refreshing of the ranks. But Rusty, I want to ask you a question before you go. Pastor put a question to me. What is one thing you think majority of Jamaicans could do that could really bring about a change? Just one thing. If we said we're going to hold hands and all of us going to do something, what is something that you would suggest?
The ball is in our hand.
Yes.
As the people.
Yes.
What must we do? Make it look like the ball is in the politician, and it's in our hand. The ball is in.
Always.
So what must we do?
It's our hand. The thing is, we call it shot. Right? And if we come together as people and demand, say we don't want this no more, it can't happen. But everything is a 9-day wonder in this country.
Okay.
So what you think, like a national protest then?
We need something on a national scale, like what the other countries doing. Don't you turn on the TV and see what the other countries doing?
That's what we know. It has to be a national effort. So just everybody to arms.
And we sit down here not doing anything. We take everything in government should down with throat. We digest it. So the government, she said, can't get away with anything it want to get away with. So it continue with the corruption. But we the people not doing anything. We the people not doing anything. We need a national protest in this country
national
to set
protest.
things right.
Okay, that's your suggestion. Thanks, Rusty.
When we say protest,
yes.
You know, mean to come out with a stick and come on down place, so we can protest peacefully and get
peacefully, right?
Okay.
Yes. Hello? All right. I got you. Yeah, man. I got you.
We got you.
We now have to come on down place because if we like tire and burn down the place and burn down the road, and we say one
have to fix it. We have to fix it. Yeah, we have to fix it.
So with protest and burn down place, that will make things worse.
Yes.
Right.
But we can go and protest peacefully and get something to happen, something to be done.
Yes. Okay.
All right, then, Rusty. All right.
All right, my brother. Thank you.
Last before we go.
Go ahead.
The Prime Minister needs to clean up corruption. He's not mentioned anything about corruption. He needs to clean up corruption because that destroy the fabric of the country.
Yes.
Yeah. I agree with you.
Well,
and corruption lead to crime.
Yeah.
Corruption is crime.
Okay, the government is corrupt. First of all, this Prime Minister shouldn't be in power, because remember the court ruled against him, Did you remember?
What did they rule against him that would take him out of power? Is it about this signing, the pre-signed resignation letters?
Yes.
So you're saying that lapse of integrity should have disqualified him from the job?
Hey, looking at Britain. Looking at
yes, I know. That's why you say it.
We are man losing job.
Yeah, but that is where that's where the people around you reject that behavior. The people around our politicians don't reject any of their behavior. Mr. Warmington said what he did, and every chance they get, they endorse him. And it's on both sides.
Mr. Warmington, I have to worry about him because his wheelchair soon come. His wheelchair soon come, please. So I have to worry about him.
Oh boy! But you see, the point is, the people around them do not reject that behavior. The Integrity Commission called on the Prime Minister to at least speak against the behavior of his cabinet ministers who were censured in the reports from the Integrity Commission, and he has not done so. He still hasn't done so. The political ombudsman spoke out against something.
You now get from the Prime Minister where corruption is concerned, because that is the thing that brought him to power. Okay. That is the thing that brought him to power in the last election.
Yes, I suppose.
The system was corrupt all over. Vote buying left, right, and center. Blatant vote buying. I mean, hiding. I mean, vote buy them down the polling station.
Yes, I know.
When you are going to the polling station to make your vote, car park up outside and they call you over the car and pay people.
I know. Unfortunately, I heard the stories and people, first-hand accounts from people who saw it happen, and it was happening on a national scale.
I don't hear it, I don't hear it. I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
I saw it with my own eyes. I don't hear it. People now going into the police station to make my vote. People call me over car. I said, come over, I call them. I call you over, I car over here. So, and I was half of some money to go and vote, but I didn't take it because I can't go vote. A man can't give me $20,000 to go vote. Right now, I go vote with $10,000 and $20,000.
Yeah.
These money that they vote for, these money has to pay back, man. Because remember, this money come from somewhere,
Yes. Well, we know where it come from.
This money come from somewhere, and now these people will give the government the money to buy vote to win power. They are the one who collecting back now. They are the one who benefiting.
Yes.
From the economy, hear them get up a talk what profit them make every quarter.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, Rusty, we hear you loud and clear, and that is the mentality. Yeah, the mentality that we have to break, because the people who collect the 20,000 sold out all of us, not just their vote.
You have to pay it back in the supermarket, because when you go in the supermarket, everything raised left, right, and center.
All of us paying it back.
And I saw them collect back their money.
Yep. We get it, my brother. Well, I hear you. I hope others who have a heart for mobilizing are listening and understand that it requires a national effort. We know it requires a national effort.
We need
nothing less than that gonna work.
Yes, of course.
Because when they are coming out to pursue their own agenda, they put their hearts into it.
Yes. Of course.
So we gotta do the same if we want to see change.
very much. All right?
All right, my brother. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man, yeah.
You know, that business about the vote buying in last election, I heard so many accounts of it, and it was the same thing. People saw it, vehicle park up outside. It was blatant. They were not hiding at all. Open.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. There wasn't any at my polling station.
They're going to do it at your polling station.
Well, it would have been a waste of money. It would have been a waste of money because my polling station is the same winner every season. So at least they were being sensible about it. At least I got a text message and one on here that says the station went down.
Where? We don't know.
Downtown area. In downtown area I got a text message. So could you, engineer, Mr. Producer? One and the other area is in St. Catherine?
Yeah.
Oh, because you know straight up where straight up is. What area straight up? It just, so I got a text message from someone else who said in the downtown area we went off air. Not sure if we're back up or what the situation is. Rusty did not pull punches, and it is kind of troubling that we have so many, but you know, in a party conference context, what would the PM say about corruption?
They need it, but remember.
Well, you said you tell them they need to be better.
They must join the party to get scarce benefits and whatever. That's the only reference he alluded to, but I thought you would have spoken about corruption, because if a poll come out and say, you are the most corrupt and you're not taking it on, something happened.
All right, so the station went down in Manchester.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we just got a response. Manchester is one of the persons. I'm just saying it. Manchester, yes.
Yeah.
We went off air. But you know, another point just been raised online that we should remember that
the wholeness has not been cleared. I was going to mention that. That's why he has not been cleared by the Integrity Commission in terms of his filings for 2021. Yeah, it
would be 2021.
Yeah,
so he couldn't condemn himself out of his own mouth, I suppose.
Self-incriminating.
Yeah, and there is a law against that, which, by the way, you know, the court ruled for this mother who is trying to block access to her phone.
Oh, so they said the police can't?
Yes, and that the police she is to cooperate with the police. That's all it can say. They ruled against her application to stop the police from having unfettered access to her phone. But they did put some conditions in place. It was reported as if it was a victory for the police, but in reality, from what I understand, she was always saying, I need these safeguards. So she can't be present, is what the court has ruled, but her attorney can be present when information is being extracted.
Okay.
And some other, and you know, I did make some inquiries, and I learned that had always been the position, that she wanted certain safeguards to be in place when the information was being extracted, and the court has put some safeguard. She couldn't personally be there, but her attorney can be there, and there's some usual thing. But hear what now? I find some of these things. I'm going to tell you a story, and you can figure it out.
Tell a good story.
We were coming through the airport, and a certain famous footballer was in the cabin throughout the flight, and his a favorite of Lowell was quite the footballer himself. So when we got off the plane, we asked him if Lowell could take a picture with him. Mm-hmm. So I'm the photographer. So I take the picture. Some German footballer of yesteryear fame.
Klinsmann.
So I take the picture, and somebody come to me. Was it Dunga?
Brazilian Dunga.
He's not German? Oh, dear. Good morning and welcome. Okay, they say give me a chance to finish the story. I thought he was German. Anyway, so they pose and they take the picture. A lady come up to me. You cannot take pictures in here. I'm like, but he's famous. He's the hero. She said, no cameras, no thing. I said, it's my phone. Nope, can't take the picture. So I said, you know what? I'll delete it. Look. And I went into my phone and I deleted the photo, and she was happy she left. And when I went outside the airport, I undeleted it. Say okay now. The technology move way past certain things. I'm waiting to hear what. It's so funny to me when people are acting as if the technology is still in the dark ages. That lady could have gone into the cloud while them are arguing in court and delete every striking thing. If she have a Samsung, any phone with cloud storage, I'm like, we gotta step our game up, really.
Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Let's take the break. Let's take the break.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
One in. A hurricane we name. How we rough. Whether we are man hurricane or woman hurricane. We want you to know that. We come up and mash up building, blow down things and death life. Blow out this. We no ram. We no respect no one. So no take no chance with we. Listen to Hot Prem and prepare. Hurricanes do happen. So be prepared. Yes, be prepared.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, away, I do I take taxi start.
Jano, I want to tell you, say, at 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose your problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try calling, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town.
And the best taxi service.
They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
Need a cab from anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Haggard Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on The Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
It has been dealt with. Just
All right. Well, I gotta say thank you to the listeners who got word to us that some of the sites were down. We understand there's a power-related incident at the hub, and the team is on its way right now to address it. You know, these things do happen. That's what happened with man-made systems. It's not powered by Jesus. That's for Percy. But all right, so it's being attended to. Thank you so much to those of you who reached out to us. Yes, we appreciate it. Well, I don't know, those who are online are already online, but I do hope our listeners remember that they can find us online because we are streaming live on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, on the website itself. So if you're if you have a cell phone or whatever device, you can get us online. And I gotta say thank you to Straight Up for giving me that information, because Dunga does look Germanic. So he is Brazilian of German descent. And Lowell has a wonderful picture taken by yours truly some years ago in the airport against the rules. I mean, somehow, like you see, no cameras. But it's my phone. So I'm like, okay. And they do say no. Whatever. Took the picture. I deleted it to the great satisfaction of the lady. The lady. I was immigration officer. Whoever it is, the police, the zone. I deleted it, and then I went outside and I restored it from the
cloud?
From the deleted basket. No, but the point I'm making is that our law enforcement and even our court procedures need to be up and up on how these things work, because these days most people have cloud storage and you can access your device remotely and wipe it clean.
You can.
Yeah.
Same way somebody can hack into your cloud thing and
Same way.
really get in a problem.
If it's in the cloud, it can rain.
Yes, and it has rained in some people's life where they have been blackmailed.
Yes, right. So I'm waiting with interest to hear what is going to happen when they open the device and when they open the device, Big Truck telling me that, yes, you restore from the trash. You could move it to trash and it stays there for 15 days or 45 days, depending on how long you set it. But it's very interesting how we are working some procedures that are based in technology. The law needs to keep up, because I would be very surprised if by the time they get to her device, there's anything on it. As long as it is powered up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if she goes into cloud storage, she can just pull it down and move it somewhere else. Let's see what happens with this one. I really hope that the police are able to advance their investigation into the death of her son. But I think it is an unfortunate event that they are putting so much store on what they get from her personal phone. Is there a caller on the line? Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Connection.
Oh, I've been waiting for you one day.
Oh, my goodness, and listening to me talking about this lady. I'm so sorry, because they were off air in so many areas. I thought persons weren't even going to be able to get to us.
Yeah, intrusive of minds,
Yes.
And from your producer early on. So this lady, this you brand new Mrs. Issa?
Mrs. Issa.
That's her name?
Yes, that's her name now.
And interestingly, I've not heard of the police mention the father. Because I think the father, the young man name is King.
Yes.
Things like this, so they should try and track down the father once he's still alive,
Yeah, perhaps they've done so, and it's just one of the things they don't speak about. They seem to be focusing.
But I think we should get at certain family things in Jamaica. Not to just.
Yeah.
But definitely, I think this case look like it's going towards the Guinness Book of World Record, because it look fishy.
No, obviously something is amiss, but a lot of times the thing the police is giving the clear impression that the lady is implicated in the death of her son. It may not be so. It may not be so. It may be that the thing that she don't want people to see is of a different order altogether, probably very embarrassing and open up other issues, but has nothing to do with the death of her son. And I was about to say, when I realized you were online, that I really hope the police is advancing other lines of investigation with as much energy as they are putting into getting into this lady's phone.
Yeah, because technology,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you are so right. That's why I say I like them contact the father.
Yes.
She seems to be a young lady.
Yes, she seems quite young.
Well, it's unfortunate still,
Yeah.
And again, him poor planning, poor execution are just come behind the poor planning. They want to look poor in terms of planning.
Yes.
No one speculate too much.
Yeah. But
the Labour Party
conference, yes.
Our Dr. Nadine Spencer and Dr. Nadine Spencer and this morning on Cliff Hughes program, Cliff Hughes station. What you were saying? Desmond Mackenzie announced that the stadium gate will have to be closed, but it was in the arena the thing kept.
Yes, in the arena.
But me tell you, say Leo Party had a lot of communication experts, you know. She mentioned the stadium.
Desmond Mackenzie had made a noise that it was looking to be so big, like it was going to be so big that they would have to shift from the arena to the stadium where they would have more seats.
So she said, Desmond announced that the stadium gate have to be closed.
No, man, I'm saying before the conference, Desmond had said they may have to shift it because it was going to be so big. But so I was looking to see them in the bleachers and the whole place, but then they were in the arena enclosed. Perhaps he just meant they had to close the gate.
We are not afraid of that, you know, Mama and sir, right?
Oh, haven't we been there, sir? Haven't we been
strong country wrong?
Yeah, we are not afraid. And besides it, Mr. Goldness, this has to hurt himself and the party from Mr. Warmington's statement.
No. In fact, one of the featured interviews post-conference was Mr. Warmington preening and crowing and to the delight of some young lady who was there and just holding to his position and being very triumphant because instead of being investigated, the ombudsman, all the very office was eaten up.
All right, now for some boy, no people don't know, no study racism, right?
Yes.
Not in Warmington, because Warmington is a legislator.
Yes.
All right, in Warmington, it was an insult in short, Mr. Golden, you know. Racial slur is an insult, you know.
It is.
You know.
And some country criminalize racial slur.
Yes. In England and other places, you get locked up for it, yeah.
And we say it's unconstitutional.
Yes, and so it's not Mr. Golden one took it up, you know. All of the minority group in Jamaica took up that, you know, whether they want messages or no, you know, because racism I want to see or something.
Well, I took it up.
Yes, and besides, Warmington is not your ordinary person, which you know. Warmington is a member of parliament, right?
Yes.
And practically speaking, Warmington could be our next prime minister, you know. Practically speaking, not theoretical, no.
Yes, yes.
Only an MP can become a prime minister.
Yeah. And he's a sitting MP.
He's our fellow MP. Send his name to the governor general. Governor would have no choice after doing him background check. But to appoint Warmington as the next prime minister. And Mr. Wallace really disassociated himself and the party because in that statement, racial statement, you know, he did mention Mr. Wallace's name, you know. So you can check back on the prime minister.
Yes, because he was
the party and the parliament from it.
Yeah, he was putting it as a contest between Golding and Mr. Holness and declaring. Yes.
Away from that, you know, minority group in when the racism is a serious thing, you know. I mean, can't tell the body say minority with them support the party with them feel secure under, right?
Yes.
But it shame at you, Mr. Holness, and the gun amnesty, you know. A lot of the gun that has been brought in, you know, those are guns where they won by some farmer people who die and the next of kin never really turn it over and the police did the person who used to was gun in the first place never traced and knows those guns were outstanding, you know.
Oh, so some of those might also be in the lapsed
yes,
permit.
You know, they are in it. So they are nothing to celebrate, you know, on the part of the administration and the gun amnesty, you know.
No prize. Well, at least they came in. But I do take your point. Those are not the guns they were gunning for.
No, please.
Yes.
And the administration, the gun license authority from way back when they are very tardy.
Oh,
very tardy because they never have no database and not to trace the people know who dead from alive.
Yes.
All our lady from 1918 is that also she are turning out.
Right, her husband's shotgun. Right, yeah. So it does, and you know, when I talk about corruption, I include all of those things, you know, because corruption don't necessarily mean that you're making any kind of immediate profit of the particular activity. It's just that it undermines and weakens the system. It corrupts the system. I mean, the system won't work as it should because you have been either ignoring what you should do or overdoing or jumping the line or whatever you do that causes it to operate out of sequence. We tend to think of corruption as only when you catch somebody with their hand in the till.
In the cookie jar.
But
Corruption is greater than
the weakening of the system by some of those careless activities or whatever it is we think we're doing is what eventually leads to the big ones.
Yes, and besides, Mr. Wallace continues to overemphasizing my word, the landlessness and shelter housing and crime and violence, but crime and violence continue to rise.
Yes, and
you were telling the people that four somebody dead over the weekend, 3 by knife. As if knife and a murder.
Oh, because
and one by gun.
Yeah, yes, and we have seen where the cutting and the stabbing and because when you take away the gun, and that goes to show that it's not really about the weapon of choice.
No, it's not.
The mentality of the people.
It's the mentality, the heart of the people.
Well, we have to talk about a different administration, a different parliament, Come the people's parliament. To see if we can get rid of some of these problems. At least minimize them,
Let me ask you a question. What do you think, as Jamaicans, we can do to bring about a shift? What singular action?
One thing that we could unite on.
About Shalman, now, like this is what talking about the lot of people that need employment. Jamaica people need a lot of workers. But Jamaica people lack qualification. Education and training are one of the best way forward here, so with the greatest respect.
All right.
I'm not going to come in, some of the youth man, are going to continue to kind of people just like to be thief, right? Instead of to be police. But education and training are the best way out.
Yeah, well...
I have to place emphasis on the men, because the man are the problem in our society, and the average, and the woman them.
Yeah. Well,
demand them, and Jamaica reached to a state that we bring in some emergency education for the youth. You have to push it on them, by law, with strong state of emergency.
Like how the Prime Minister says, state of emergency and criminals. So you're saying then there's no single protest action that we could take. We gotta focus on the basics, and education is your urgent hotspot.
Education and training.
Okay.
Allow me to ask Pastor one question.
Go ahead.
Pastor, it has been frequently rumored that a lot of churches, most of women, have to be paying some of those young men in the community to give them money to buy gun and shot. Any of your church sister ever mention anything like that to you, sir?
No, sir.
Well, a lot of communities, sir. It is no secret. Them boy have to get money from the woman, the church sister, them. Because if they don't get the money to buy the gun and the shot, I'll be a trouble them, the woman, they rival over the next lane or next community,
Okay.
So this now they're really extorting it from the women on the basis that they're gonna, if you don't support it, then the doors are open for men to come in and rape and steal and.
They are turned down everything, and some of the our member of parliament, they are aware of it.
Okay.
When you hear them run up them outside, bring them and know say it's almost impossible for them brother to carry them because then carry them going that their children and women gonna be at a big disadvantage. They know.
Okay. That's interesting.
Oh, my piece, that.
All right, that's it.
What's interesting about that is there's like a two sides to that. That what he just recounted. One is that the women are funding the arming of this community security. Let's put it that way, because if they don't keep the security in arms, then neighboring
lanes and things will come in.
And then, yes, and then there's the other side seem to be they're extorting the women.
It's extorting, using the thing of fear to say, if you don't do this, this is what we're going to do to you. Because some of the time it's double-edged.
It's double-edged, yeah.
They are the same one will turn.
Come and teach the lesson.
Yeah, turn on the woman too. So, wow, that's interesting. But the whole breakdown in terms of law and order. One of the things that the Prime Minister said that they are the party of law and order, and it reminds me. It sounds like something I hear in another place pretty close to us, that one party on their campaign trail says we're the party of law and order. The other one is the one that pushes lawlessness. So is that we get in a mirror of things that have happened in other places in terms of this campaign trail, the hustings that are happening as we move towards this parish council election, which, could turn out to be a national election, based on how things are happening. You never know what could happen.
Well, I noticed when you asked what is a single action, he went right to the big one, to really train and educate people into one, productive activity, and of course into just being more responsible citizens, because at the end of the day, that's the output. You, however, you and I were talking about a single activity that the nation could engage in as a turning point to get us to that place.
Of turning. Because education and training is something that happens over a period of time. But some of the time there is a flashpoint in a country's history that you could say is a kairos moment, a turning moment.
The tipping point.
It tips over. This Jamaican author speaks about the tipping point, who has Jamaican roots. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, man. Malcolm Gladwell.
Yeah, Malcolm Gladwell. And so what we are speaking about, there needs to be a critical mass in this country that turns the tide of lawlessness, criminality, corruption, just like that on its head. Some people say it probably is a divine intervention, because, when you have revival in some countries, it changes everything, and that is recorded in places in South America in terms of just the people coming together. Like, the story behind the story in terms of how Cali, Colombia, which was the drug capital, turned, was because the pastors got together and began to pray. Some of them died as a result of coming together to pray. Because the drug lord said, no, you mash up with business. But some of them died as a result. But it turned the country around in terms of what happened.
Yeah, and if we wanted to just be completely scriptural, we can look at the recounts in Bible history of moves that shifted a nation and how it started. There's always sometimes Daniel, for example, famously prayed and fasted for 21 days to get that release, and it was happening, but the revelation that it was happening is what would have made a difference in the psyche of the people, to know that it is happening. Because many times you know that a thing ought to happen and you're fighting for it to happen, but you also know that it might not be in your lifetime.
Yeah,
but everybody's energy gets a boost when you have confirmation that it is happening.
Yeah.
So
that's what hope is about.
Right. That fresh infusion of hope can make such a huge difference to the fighting spirit of the men and women who are on the front lines. So you and I were talking about what is that thing that the nation could come around. Based on just now going back into history, I can tell you what it is. You can look it up and get the confirmation that every time the nation is at a point where the odds seem to be so overwhelmingly against
National
them,
repentance,
they turn to prayer and fasting.
Okay.
And even with COVID, Lowell off camera is saying that there were countries, we saw it in COVID, people just shifted, and it is one of the things that you can do, and it don't require, as Rusty said, no burning of tires or blocking of roads. It happens at the heart level. It's when people say, but hold on, this is not natural. This requires more than man can muster.
Spiritual
Let's
intervention.
turn our attention to the hills from whence cometh our help.
And there's a basis for that as Jamaicans, because the statistics tell us more than 56% of our population point to the fact that them go to some church or something.
We're aware of God.
Yes.
Let's put it this way.
Yeah, aware of God.
Without faith, it is impossible to please God. And it means you must first believe that God exists, that He is.
Yes.
And the he is mean you study and you understand the characteristics, the power of God. And you are prepared now to entreat, to draw him into your business because you know that he rewards those who seek him. So if we, on a national level, acknowledge that all this that is happening under the sovereign rule of God, he exists. He's aware of what is going on and he's interested in what we are doing, but we need to come to him. And that's not the only place we see it. When the temple was being dedicated, this verse from Chronicles that everybody loves so much, he says, if my people which are called by my name, I'm picking it out of pastor's head.
Shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. Because the turning from their wicked ways include us as individuals, but government and we and everybody stop and say, no man, our ways are wicked, our ways are unrighteous, we are an unjust people, we are a people without mercy, we hate the truth. Then I will hear from heaven, will forgive their sins and will heal their land. What we need is a healing of our land. We always talk about land on this program.
Yeah.
Because the innocent blood that has been shed on this land
calls out for repentance and vengeance.
Right.
It is going to be vengeance and judgment. Merciful, yes, but vengeance and judgment if there's no repentance.
Yeah, so it becomes important. That's a one thing.
Yeah,
that
that's
all
the
of
one
us
thing that we can do. I know you said that there's a certain pastor who has been calling.
No, mine ears shall be open and my ears attentive unto the prayer that is made in this place. So we are joining that call.
Yeah, we know that is the one big thing. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Yes, hello. You know you're off.
Yes.
In the St. Elizabeth area.
Yes, and many places because there's an incident at our hub which is being attended to as we speak. Yes, but thank you for letting us know.
So you're the Malvern, long time in the area, no brethren. What happened?
Yes. All right, everything all right. I heard something. I may be wrong. Were there dogs being sold in the temple too?
Dogs?
Yes, dogs.
Oh.
And that, let me just check that.
It wouldn't make sense because dogs are not named as an animal for sacrifice.
Yeah.
The animals that were being sold in yes, it was the animals that persons. You remember the rules were that you could take an animal of a certain quality and for different sacrifices, but if you didn't have the animal, you could use money
to purchase.
So there was a trade going on to handle the business of the bloody business of sacrifice.
Yes.
And then you talk about dogs too. Remember the lady who came and was asking Jesus for the miracle, and him said, "Should I give the
children's dog to the food to the dogs?"
and she says, "Well, even the dogs get the crumbs." I don't know, but there are no dogs.
That woman.
Yeah, who came? The Phoenician woman.
Phoenician, yes.
That woman was very sharp.
Absolutely.
I think Miss Minute would be sharp. Just like that.
I would get what's mine.
You fight for what is ours.
Oh, yes, you're right.
No, you would have thought of the same thing. She was, and Jesus was very impressed.
Oh,
very
he was.
impressed by her sharpness, her intelligence.
Yes, yeah.
I said, because you have said what you said, you are healed. And he went against what was
the tradition of the
planned because it had helping other people than the Jews had to be done after his blood was shed, not before.
That's true. That's true. But you see the heart of compassion,
and that's how he broke into it because people need to understand. That is why Jesus Christ represented the heart of the Father. The heart of the Father has always been for the human race, but because they stepped out, he says, let me use these people as an example. But when he came, he says, it's for everybody. This salvation is for everybody. Because originally, mankind was in God's presence. So he had to come and say, no man, this is my heart. But I've chosen these people to represent the relationship I'd really want for you as humankind to have with me. So that's what he did. And he broke a lot of taboos, People don't even understand when Jesus walked on some of the things him just mash up.
But yeah, that's the point Malvern is making.
Just mash it up.
That he stepped out of order to accommodate someone who was seeking earnestly, because that's what it represents.
Yeah.
Those who seek him diligently, he responds.
Yes.
Yes, I've always told people that the most important thing to God is people.
Yes.
Because it make we, we never understand that.
Yes. It's all about people. People.
Yeah, man.
First and foremost.
All right, then, Malvern. Bless you. You're on the break at 9 o'clock. Thank you for calling.
All right.
Thank you very much. Bye.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Come in, my DJ.
And give the people the information. Hear this, if you're a hurricane come, you have to go through a list of things where you need and things we have to fix, like your roof, your doors and your window them. Buy your nails, hooks and fasteners and fix them. Get your hammer, your pliers, your rope and your wire. Stock up with ply and a holy palumba. Plastic tarpaulin and plastic bag. Kerosene stove and a coal stove. Kerosene lamp, matches and candle. Yo, trim the tree them and clean the drains. That's how you prepare before a hurricane. Be prepared. Prevention is better than cure. Better listen to Advem.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
Praise the Lord, praise the Lord. God is good. This is your radio pastor and friend, Reverend Simon Peter Jones, inviting you, my friends, to listen every Tuesday evening on Best 100 FM at 7:30 p.m. for the program, The Voice of Hope, as we extend hope to the hopeless in this dying world. God is good. Be encouraged. Hope is in.
Or a better choice in all your electrical supplies. A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-382-528 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Half a tree, one and drive, half a tree. Bossy, away I do I take taxi start?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and I check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me, send you.
Wow, you big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
Yeah, try calling, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
From anywhere at all. You can call us at 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Hey, what's up? It's your girl, Lady Lee, the queen of the South, and I'm inviting you all to trailblaze with me on the best of the best radio station, the Best 100 FM, Mondays through Thursdays, 2 to 5 p.m. You can't afford to miss it on your airwaves. Yes, Trailblaze with Lady Lee right here, Mondays to Thursdays, 2 to 5 p.m. on the best of the best, Best 100 FM. Mwah.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on the Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
Good morning and welcome back. Thank you for sticking with us this morning. Of course, we're seeing a number of you coming online because we are just waiting on our hub to return online. That is the reason why so many of the communities across the island are not hearing us this morning. So the producer has already indicated to me that we will schedule a rebroadcast. So those who like to hear what we have to say on a Monday morning,
like to be enlightened and
yes,
to be
can get it
educated.
Yeah, and I say thank you to those who have called to say that this station is off air. We are attending to it, but we still really do appreciate that you're keeping us. Let me see whatever Miss Bevan Fairweather wrote has amused Pastor. Is that it? Is it, or is something else that amused you? He says, what has changed? I am past 60. Only the landscape, ourselves are worse. Our focus is ungodly.
Summary. Summary.
Yeah.
That's summary.
But the truth is, and it's why it's so important to have that cross-generation talk and contact, because those of us who have been at it for a little longer than the newbies, we do get tired and overwhelmed and disheartened. But we really do need to share some of the information with the new ones.
Let them understand and get things in context.
Right. And so they don't make the same mistakes or accept the same, low performance, just to try and make better choices than we made. But a lot of us don't have the humility to expose our shortcomings. So we don't even want to say that we were wrong when we did it this way and so on and so forth. I'd really hope that even the parenting relationship is one where we should have the humility when we are giving instructions to children to say to them, we're not suggesting, we want it done this way because when we did do it the way you want to do it, it blew up in our faces.
And that is our parenting tip for today.
Yeah. Humility.
Yes.
All right. Good morning and welcome.
Morning, November.
Morning,
African. How are you?
President, I give thanks out to you.
Are you hearing us on air where you are, or you just call us out of?
I just call to make you know from the brother Betting come on and talk about him change that I think that's cut off the sign.
Okay. So we got the reports. A major hub in our transmission network is down, and the team has gone there. I think it's some power-related incident.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but then the backup. Maybe it was on backup power for a while. And anyway, the background to it is that the team is off. They're working on it. They're working on it. Were you watching the conference unfold yesterday? Were you affected in any way by traffic or anything pertaining to the big conference?
Yeah, one person say someone will drive from bus stop and then think they near the cars will back to them.
Yeah, there was a video on social media with several. I don't know how you sit on the top of a bus.
Go for the joyride.
There's one Mackenzie did say. None of that nothing happening now, so we don't know that go.
Yeah, so there were people on top of a bus and sitting on the window, and then there was another video too of buses seem to be jostling each other. How a bus can jostle without. Anyway, some people had more fun than they should have, but in the overall, I was on the road coming from South Coast side, and the buses were going back home quite orderly and early in the afternoon. So I just figured that it was well executed in the long run.
How much a conference cost, Miss Mary?
I don't know that they will ever say, but let me tell you, it
millions and millions of dollars.
It looked costly. It was a very good show. It looked costly. You could see that's ruling party type conference. big numbers, beautiful stage. Everything was, yeah, I couldn't look at it and tell you that there was any apparent flaw.
Miss Minette.
Yes.
They saw a beach on our land and our housing trust money.
Yes.
Eh? Miss Minette, we have to go defend them things, you know.
Well, you know, Percy, ask African your question. Yes.
Now let me ask you, we are wondering what one thing can we as Jamaicans do, one single action that would begin to turn the tide of what we see happening in our country. What do you think it is, African? One thing, one action.
Reverend, is it right now?
Yes.
We need to make a move.
Yes, but what is that move?
Somebody suggested we could do a national protest. Peaceful protest, but all Jamaicans just withdraw from whatever you need to withdraw from, whether you just stay home, whatever it is you need to do, or if you're coming out on the streets, you come out, you stand quietly, whatever, however you want to express it, but as many of us as can can move, stand up and say no. Maybe we just do placards that say no.
Something off the ground, Miss Minette.
Yeah, we're canvassing ideas.
Yeah, you know, it can get, you know, they might take our things in a minute and I do what they want to do with it, you know.
Yes.
We know on the beach to go again, you know. No beach, and then if we go to swim, you know. If we want to get out of my stress, you know. And we don't have no land to plan on, you know, so we'll kill, you know.
Yeah.
And the housing trust money I take out every day in a bedroom.
Options are shrinking. And what you keep hearing is if you want to do this, you have to come and register with that. And the freedoms are getting
Come on, register with who, Miss Minette? Come on, register with who? Them not have to register to keep them conference.
Well, I go down and I'm making some inquiries about the local chicken farmers who used to do, you know, and then I started here to talk about Prime Minister want them to get food handlers permit and slaughterhouse permit, and it just looked like every activity that you want to do now, the government want to have a hand in it somehow. So it is turning a lot of people off.
The blockade, Miss Minette, the blockade that coming from these people, them blocking everything that we do. The music, them blocking our music, you know. You know, long we have good, nice music in Jamaica, and then put them one side. Miss Minette?
Well, I don't know that you can really say that is because of anything that the government has done. You're not talking about the Broadcasting Commission's recent move to keep certain music.
No, I'm not talking about the music that them have done.
Yeah,
we're talking about the good one, them what them used to ban. We're not talking about them gun music and violent music, you know. All of these nice music we used to sing for the world, and them have them put on one side. I'm bringing all kind of hypocrisy on the something.
But you have to bear in mind, you know, African, that some of the things which you say they, it's really we. Because cultural expressions and how we treat with the music and what we prefer now in today's Jamaica is a matter of what the people are pursuing.
No, Miss Minette.
No?
You see the media?
Yes.
You see the media, Miss Minette?
Yes.
You see something where them push?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right. A youth, I play music on the radio station. And him go on the corner, I'll get a youth who a dub plate for him.
Mm-hmm.
I say, all kind of foolishness. And him have the right to try that on a radio complain, Miss Minette.
But
I have all the published music them. They can't get the people them together. They're not interested in playing them then, Miss Minette.
Yeah, but you know, you're coming now to an area, African, that I can understand your feeling about it because there are some things I don't want to hear, but I have the choice. And I exercise the choice to listen to what satisfies and fulfills me. At the same time, I realize that my brother who want to hear something different is not lesser or greater than me because of the choice he makes.
No, Miss Minute, if you want to hear something different where don't appropriate for the people them here, you can't go play it in your house, you know, Miss Minute.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, but you said you weren't talking about things that's inappropriate for listening on air. You're talking about what are you talking about? You're saying is this conscious music versus some other kind of
music?
But what do you mean by inappropriate?
Inappropriate music and music for you not to come play for me here, man.
Yeah, but then you're making your choice of what you like to listen to. You're making it standard.
I know we like certain words tonight, Miss Minute.
Okay, yes, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Well, no, but that's just breaking the law. The Broadcasting Commission is there.
Then beat all the while for the radio and beep out and them something like Miss Minute.
Well, now the commission has set a new standard. It says if the bleeping still convey the context and the unacceptable message of the music, then beeping it is not enough. But you're talking about
all the youth them have to do is don't play them.
Don't play it, yes, and the commission is reminding radio stations.
Let's work for the commissioner.
Yeah, but they're saying radio stations, we need to police ourselves and watch the content of what we're putting out in the name of entertainment.
We don't have management. We don't have management for every station.
Yes, that's what the commission is saying, that we need to do it. So I should know on this show that I don't put certain music, I don't select certain music because the whole overall content of it is not acceptable
to everybody. So you have a point there.
Self-regulation is
the most
what we have to get into.
And you see, when it comes with self-regulation, because as you say, if the population rejects the music and like what has happened recently where because of some award that was given by a radio station to this artist, and immediately major sponsors just pulled their ads for a month. That was a punishment that they got,
Oh, where? In Jamaica?
Yes,
I missed
man.
that.
Yeah, somebody got an award. Clown got some award from some station. And immediately them supporting what the gentleman was doing, they pushing, extorting people. And they pulled the support power.
Oh, so well, that's
the man. That are the man that they draw the people out of the car.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So they pull the ads for a month. The big one.
And them start promoting right away.
Yeah, start promoting. And they say, that's what you're promoting. And they just pull it from radio station.
Okay. Oh, well, that's
so the media.
That's a good response.
The media.
Yes.
You say if the media does promote the right thing them in Jamaica,
it would help.
It would help.
How far away, Miss? All right, look on the World Cup we are going now. All you can hear about are the LGB them night,
Yeah, that's true. But it's the latest wave. Yeah.
A World Cup with the whole world,
Mm-hmm.
And all you can hear the LGB and the armband and the one love. When Obama come here and go over Bob Marley place playing, you remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are the color and the one love something go over there for?
I'm trying to remember what happened, but I remember he came and what happened because he was pushing a certain agenda and thing, which is what they're pushing in the World Cup. But guess what has happened now? FIFA has ruled that if you wear those armbands, which is not a part of a uniform, immediately you get a yellow card from the ref. Everybody start
them in there.
Yeah.
Them slung in there with the armband, them are hold them up in the air, and when the camera go over in the crowd, that them with the camera go pick out,
Yeah, because it's agenda they're pushing. And we have to be aware
and the TV station, when they come on, the first thing they talk about are the armband and the one love,
Mm-hmm.
I will look on long last time I deal with that and nobody talk about it.
Thing. Can you imagine that?
Yeah, I know you come now, you come Obama now, go to Bob Marley place. Him come, you see, love and bless, one perfect club, yeah?
All right, Africa.
All
right, I picked up a story, and I was persisting just to read the story. Well, not a story, it's a letter to the paper. Gratitude to the Grand Span Police Station. And the writer of the letter was pointing out that he had got very excellent response from Sergeant Taylor and the desk officer who were on duty on November 16th, 2022 at the Grand Spend Police Station, because they gave quick response to take someone to the hospital who was in what the writer described as some kind of a mild coma, he calls it. Well, I don't know, you can have a mild coma. Still, guess who? It is our very own Dr. Louis Moiston who was writing to say that the Grand Spend Police Station, the officers there had been a blessing. Yes, a gentleman who was non-responsive, very low pulse, and they got him to the hospital where he was taken care of and later allowed to go home. So good to see that Dr. Moiston is up and about and doing good works.
Amen.
Yes.
I don't
and
know
of course, we echo what he says. Whenever people do, when they're a blessing and they do the right thing and they meet the citizens' demand, yeah, man, you gotta give them the appropriate honor.
You know, there's a call from Don Webby, one of the government senators, that they must move the legislation to remove it from being the Jamaica Constabulary Force to becoming Jamaica Police Services Commission. To Jamaica,
Isn't that like an old issue?
It hasn't gone through yet.
I think Don Webby could call for more far-reaching things.
Yeah, he could, but at least him a call. But I hear your friend calling. He says governance is the problem.
I want to say a quick hello to Earl Brown, who is
all the way from Nairobi, Kenya,
enjoying some good sunshine in Kenya. I'm sure he's not missing Canada at this time. But thank you for checking in, and he has found us. He's listening to us, and we just give a shout out to Earl. There's another. We gotta say congratulations to a certain young scholar. I hope Wayne is online and is hearing. We've often heard Wayne call and talk about how he tutors his daughter.
Right. She was number one in our class.
Yes. Oh, you saw it?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Then go on, add your voice to the congratulations.
It just speaks to how
the Morning Connection is congratulating
Wayne
and his young daughter.
Yeah, because
the young scholar.
You know that there are statistics that have said that girls who are close to their fathers do well at mathematical subjects. There's actual research that points to that.
Done by a father scientist.
No, it was not a father scientist, independent. The location.
Independent of what?
Remember, no, they just looked at it in terms of what was there. I found a book upon it online, and it was research that was done.
I love it how when the internet is always right for you.
No, it's not right for me. Right, it can be right or wrong, but it's actual research. No, but it just, you gave your parenting tip. Remember what your parenting tip?
Oh, so this is your parenting tip now?
No, your parenting tip. What was it again?
I don't know. You said it was the tip of the parenting tip. I didn't nominate it.
No, I was just saying that was an excellent tip for parenting in terms of what we do.
I remember now. I said that parents should have the humility to, share where they made mistakes.
Be authentic with your children.
Don't repeat the same.
Transparent, yeah.
As we're laying down the law.
Yes, not even laying down the law, but just said them, I did that, it didn't work, but I'm just suggesting to you. Mm-hmm. Don't make them say
Pastor,
mistakes.
I want you to organize something for me. Dr. Carla Hilton has written a book about it's helping parents to pull academic excellence out of their children.
You want to review it?
No, what I want is I was going over it on the weekend, and it struck me that in this time when many are saying there's a need for intervention in schools to address violence in the classroom and, of course, promote learning. A book like that, I was reading it, really, and going back over some of the basic points that she was making. And I said, wow, this would be a good book for parents and children to share. And I said, wouldn't it be great if we found a sponsor? Yes, somebody who would say, a book for you, just pay for putting the books into circulation. Good morning and welcome.
Greetings, Queen.
Oh, a long time I haven't heard this powerful voice. How are you? Are you hearing us up there in Glengolf?
No, I'm not in Glengolf. I'm in heaven.
Are you hearing us in heaven?
Yes, I'm hearing them clearly.
You should.
The far right king of creation, and they believe in forever sure.
Brother.
Not in Glengarve. Glengarve is Jerusalem.
Okay.
Mount Zion is Border St. Andrew Hill. Two River Brother is Josaphat Valley. Kingston, Jamaica is Judah City, which they call Judah. The city of the living king. Out of all the dwelling place of Israel, we love the gate of Zion more than ours, which is Lovely Grove, Freetown, Glengarve, and Churches.
All right.
The city of the great king. All right?
Yes, I know that
Jamaican is the heaven and earth. Jamaican people are the Hebrew Israelites, the Jews. Why they name Jews is not everyone. It's just those are Jews are from the tribe of Isesha, which is Judah, the month you call Argo. Okay? So it's not everybody in the world chosen. Remember,
yes,
it's not about white or black. It's about love, care, and unity. Remember, that give mankind free will to love him. Who love Jah, be with Jah. Who hate Jah, stay away from Jah. Very simple that. You know, everybody where it's like people that step wide, I want the white and I want the black, so they might treat black people bad. No, Jamaican people are the chosen one. Jamaican people will love in a world without end. Only people that could just put down on a evil will among one another. Then this country would show an example to the world. And that is a fact. If you don't put on a gun, on a politics, on a religion, on a confusion, and separation, those are what separated, separating no mind from each other. Instead of showing love, we don't show hatred. Because love and no money, I want to listen to this. And all of them people that are trying to get rich, we have one question to ask you now. What are going to do with the money that's gone to no rich? It can't go heaven, it can't go Mount Zion City, it can't go to Jerusalem City, because we don't use money there. So how are we going to do with the money? Just say if your riches increase, Psalm 62, read it, don't boast on it. Use it to help those that are less fortunate, because power belongs only unto one man. Money and no power. Love is power. Caring for your fellow brothers and sisters and people is power. When you take this advantage of humanity, it's the wickedest, cruelest thing you could ever do. Yesterday, the reason why I call you right now is
yes, because, yeah.
Yesterday, politics, their stadium, poor people now have a salary. More than 9,000 or 10,000 Jamaican dollars they live above it. And people pay people $2,000, $1,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 just to come and meet. Why poor people salary cannot read from what it is? Then tell me now. These politicians look like they care anything about the citizens of Jamaica country.
So persons, you're saying persons...
I don't care nothing about them.
You're saying that persons were being paid to attend the conference from your community?
PMP come to me and say, King, why do we remember to put on a shirt just to get the $2,000? Yes, no, so that's embarrassing, that's disgraceful. And that the country grant too. That people pay people to come and meet. Pay them. Then if these people are so loyal to you, why you have to pay them for them to turn up to me?
Yes.
Why? Well, people use money to take disadvantage of each other in this country. And let me tell you, Jamaican people, just say, so is his love, so is his wrath.
Yeah.
Jeremiah 14, I'm going to read it. Let me tell you something. A piece of disaster right around the corner, Puno man, may the Father have mercy.
They're calling us to repent.
England and America, with Jamaica, has to go down. Because the wickedness of these three countries, and the conspiracy, and the corruption, and the evil of blood fucking and blood leaking, it has to stop.
Okay.
It has to stop.
All right. Okay. All right.
No reason PMP and Labour right versus each other. No one they hate, no one they hate, no one. If the two people could just come together
and love one another. I love one another.
All the citizens,
yes.
Help the people with the land. Give them, make them build homes. Because people out there have money can build a 1 or 2 bedroom, but they can't afford the land.
Okay.
So just give them the land, make them build homes, give them good water, road, and the necessary thing, and make the people them live together as one.
Okay.
No, everybody just care for them rich friends and just care about them one another. Nobody not care nothing about poor people, and that's the poor people. The land belongs to the land. Poor people do go inherit the earth.
not the rich. So I don't know about run down no money and talk about the rich. I want to have how much billions and how much this. Sorry for you with it. I can't help you now. I want to help poor people.
All right, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Love it, sir.
Love.
Yes. All right, it's time for us to take our 9:30 break.
A difference you can hear, a difference you can feel.
Best FM 100 on your dial. Keep listening.
Warning. When there is a hurricane warning, button down, tie down, everything. Lift appliances and furniture off the ground and secure your valuable items. If you wanna boat, secure it on land and turn on your yard. If you a fisherman, make sure you turn off every breaker, and before you sleep, turn off your generator. Flooding, that is a real danger. If you live a gully bank, live a bank or low line area. If you see flood waters are rising, get out. Heed the warning. If your land starts slipping and a sliding, get out. Heed the warning. Hurricanes gonna happen. Be prepared.
A message from the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management.
For a better choice in all your electrical supplies, A, authorized 3M dealer and better brand names. B, better service including free island-wide delivery. C, all major credit and debit cards accepted. It's ABC Electrical Sales. Shop number 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10. Open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. We make your electrical jobs as easy as ABC. Call 754-3825-8 or fax 754-3659. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice.
Yes, indeed, it's redemption time with Apostle Clive Campbell, presenting a life-changing, life-challenging message to encourage, inspire, and motivate you towards your destiny. Every Tuesday night from 9:30 p.m. until 12:30 a.m. and on Saturday from 9 o'clock until 10, right here on Best 100 FM. It's redemption time.
I'm standing firm.
What should a taxi service do for you? On-time taxi service is more than just a ride to the other side of town. They offer clean and spacious vehicles, reliable service, and promise to always look out for their customers. They'll come when you call and take you where you want to go on time.
Need a cab from anywhere at all. You can call us on 926-3866.
We are something special on the road.
Veteran Printers for all your printing needs. We specialize in calendars, flyers, brochures, and more. Call us today at 968-7506. That's 968-7506. Or visit us at 4 East Bloomsbury Road, off Hagley Park Road. Veteran Printers, your best choice in printing.
Half a tree, 100, half a tree. Bossy, how you do I take taxi style?
Jano, I want to tell you, say, 2 months now, my transmission mash up, and me check everybody and can't hear nothing positive.
Yeah, hear me? Yeah, waste all that time I shop around and never call the experts. Winters Auto have them. Them have over 35 years of experience and them diagnose the problem and get back your transmission brand new. For them service excellent and efficient. Trust me, man. Yeah, hear me? Call them at 929-7040 or go to them at 106 Maxfield Avenue, Kingston 13 and talk directly to the boss. Just tell them I'm me send you.
You big star. Yeah, man, respect my boss.
I try calling her, cause trust me.
Waiters Auto Spares and Repairs, good afternoon.
What a relief.
Best 100 FM is the authentic voice of Jamaica, promoting your prosperity with better vibes and better music. Let us promote your goods and services for you. Advertise with us. For more information, call our office at 876-276-8935. That's 276-8935.
The Morning Connection is not your usual talk show. We aim to stimulate discussion and chart new paths to self-empowerment. So please join us, Minette and Percy, on the Morning Connection, Mondays to Thursdays, 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. on Best 100 FM.
It's good, it's better, but nothing beats.
We are so pleased to say happy birthday to Ricardo, one of our listeners who took the time to just share his birthday morning with us. Pastor, always pronounce a blessing. Let's see if...
Blessing on you, Richard. King Richard. May this year be a good one for you, even as the Lord seeks to expand your territory and enlarge it for you. Be blessed, my brother, on this your very special day. And to all the persons out there who are celebrating birthdays today, may it be a great year for you. Bless up, bless up, bless up to you, my brother and sisters.
All right, straight from the source. Happy birthday, Ricardo. Thank you for sharing the moment with us. Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Morning, love and blessed.
Good morning.
But that's all I can know, so something come forward, yeah?
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that call.
Well, listeners on the ball.
Yes, man. But you see, it's teamwork.
Perfect.
At the football, me watching England, I win the match easy, man.
Oh, what you watching it on? Lowell wants to know.
So the score?
I one of them TV station, I know.
Oh, CVM.
Okay, local station. Yes, find it, Lowell.
What is the score?
3-1. One of them just score back one.
Okay, all right.
Also, England is... Thank you very much for that update.
All right, Lovamble.
All right, that's a good match, isn't it?
England versus whom? I remember.
Yeah, but I know England is a good team.
Yes, we did a lot of...
I remember that.
People of color on your side.
All right.
Ryan scored. No, that is a new thing, you know. A friend of mine on the weekend said, you know, I've always supported Netherlands and France. From he's been a young person, they've always had players, black players on their side. Yeah. It's a good thing. That was in Europe when considered anema to have people of color on their side.
Yeah, so, and you don't see it as them, you know, kind of a new form of enslavement where they pick out the best out of and just use them for the purpose of
but if you go
the
to
skill
Netherlands,
that they have.
Well,
no, I'm just asking if you don't see it as that way, because you know, like when you read some of the stories about black players, black
countries.
Sportsmen who were in the in countries where there was still a lot of racism, they had a rough time.
Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the Morning Connection.
Good morning. I didn't know that we'd go through so quick.
Well, it's a slow news day. I'm teasing you. Go on, speak, please.
Good morning. Let me turn up radio, please. All right, good. I was going to call you that the thing was down.
Yes.
It's up now.
Yeah, it's up. I'm Lamar, as you know.
Yes, and we got a report in the Kingston area too, so we're happy that
okay, so it's up now. My is back and up.
Yes.
I wanted to ask you, I'm sorry to bother you, about a legal question.
Sure.
My brother and I had a discussion about it. Pertaining to the case with O.J. Simpson, for example.
Yes.
There was a point in one of the trials where he was charged. Again, I don't remember the legal jargon, but when he was freed from everything, they sue him again for something else, right?
Civil liability, yes.
Yeah, okay, good. And he lost that or something like that, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so then he was required to pay a certain amount of money.
Yes, he was.
Okay, good. Now, if he couldn't pay it, what would happen? They would take away his access or something?
Well, yes, they would. You can have seizure and sale of assets when you can't pay a judgment debt, but there's a process that brings you there. He could go into bankruptcy and seek protection.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
I know that, so I'm talking about before you reach there.
Right.
So they could take away his assets, confiscated to cover the cost.
Right.
Good. Now, if he goes into bankruptcy,
mm-hmm.
or in transfer money quick out of him account and all those type of things, and he end up with nothing. What would they do?
If you're unable to pay a debt, there are some countries that still have judgment debtor prison.
Hold on. I'm talking about the case United States. So we dealing. I'm dealing with O.J. Simpson first.
Yes.
And then so don't tell me other countries. I'm dealing with America and O.J. and then with.
Well, I'm not an American lawyer, so then you're asking the wrong person. I couldn't say with certainty what could happen. And in America, they have different laws in different states, and depending on where he has the asset and so on, a different result could ensue. But ask me, what is in your heart? What was concerning you?
My brother and I was arguing.
Yes.
And he was saying that O.J. Simpson at one occasion, there was a piano, an old piano at his house.
Yes.
That they were going to take to cover the thing.
Yes.
And he told them either he married mother or grandmother. He said it's not his own, it's his grandmother's own.
But that is the law in that's the law there and it's the law here.
Exactly.
They can only sell your goods. They can't sell goods that belong to somebody else.
Yes, that's the point I'm saying. So,
yes.
So then I was come to Jamaica.
Yes.
And why the argument come between you and I? There was a case some months ago, 6-7 months ago, where I think it was lady saw a dog bit somebody.
Yes.
And he went to court and something like that, and she was required to pay some money. And the brother, who don't like lady saw, was saying that she can't even pay it, and they must sell it our house or something like that. So I want to take it to Jamaica now and say, if a person dog died, for example, and the person go court and you lose and you are required to pay $1 million or something, for example, what happens if you don't pay it?
So if you don't pay, there are procedures that can be taken to either sell assets that you have, garnishee, meaning put an attachment order on monies that are owed to you or monies that you have in the bank, or even on your future earnings, which they do, which they do in the U.S. as well, because OJ was the subject of garnishee orders against income. So when him write a book or him collecting royalties from movies and so that he did, that portion of it goes to paying out his creditors.
Yes, I understand that. So,
in Jamaica, also, you can end up in court for owing a debt if an order is made by the court for you to do something and you refuse to do it, then you get subject to contempt proceedings. And if you are unable to explain your contempt or purge your contempt, you can end up in jail. But it's not debtor's prison. It's really imprisonment for contempt of court.
No, I'm not dealing with the contempt. I'm dealing with forget about contempt.
I answered that for somebody who asked me online while you are raising the same question.
Pardon?
No, I said as you are speaking, someone online asked a question about going to jail for owing someone money. So I'm answering both you and the person online.
Okay, I'm sorry. No, I'm not dealing with contempt. I'm dealing with the straight fact that you are taking minutes before the court, for example. You are required to pay $1 million. And what happens if you don't pay it?
And you have absolutely no assets?
Well, take it from both cases where you have assets and you don't.
If you have assets, that's what I'm saying. If you have assets, there are a number of procedures that can force you to sell something. They attach something, an order to it. And if an order is made by the court and you can't do it and you absolutely don't do it and you have no good reason, you can end up in prison or you can end up with an order made against any future income that you generate.
Okay, good. And if you don't have assets now?
No, that's the one I just answered.
So what about I thought you were explaining the one where you have assets.
Yes, if you have assets, then orders can be made against those assets.
Yeah, that's what,
if those orders are made, so orders can be made compelling you to pay something even if you have no assets.
Okay, you guys are.
So it's really the same. All of it goes to the same place.
No, what I'm saying, if you have assets, then put lien or force it to and so on and pay it, right?
Yes,
Hello?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
okay,
yes.
Good. But if you don't have assets,
the court can still make an order for you to pay money, because you must go earn it or borrow it or beg it.
I know.
Right.
You know, but $1 million is required of you. You don't have more than $5,000 in the bank book. You don't have a house, you don't have and so on. So what happens in that case?
That's what I said. They can make an order to attach your future earnings.
Good. Okay, future earnings. So
Yes.
in that case, you are not sent to jail then.
No, you only go to jail if there's a court order which you refuse to comply with it and you have no good reason.
Okay, I understand.
Yes.
So all right. So the thing to do then is to dispose of all your assets as soon as you find out.
No, because there is a law. There is a law that prevents you from that will call it back. If you know that you are the subject, you're gonna be the subject of a judgment. And within a certain time, you make a disposition of your asset to avoid the judgment. That is regarded as an action that can be reversed.
Okay.
Yes.
All
right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have another call?
No.
Okay, because Earlburn asked me to explain
What is
debtor's jail. They no longer exists in Jamaica. Some countries still have it. It is where a person gets sent until they can pay their debt. And if you have to borrow money, when the money come forward, then you are released. But it all has its origin in the same contempt of court proceedings. When the court makes an order, it expects it to be obeyed. And if a court issue a judgment against you and you can't satisfy that judgment, then there are provisions in some places. Jamaica used to have debtor's jail. You go to debtor's jail, but we don't have it anymore.
But that's kind of interesting.
We still have the provision though for contempt of court, and it assumes that the court's proceedings are righteous. So if the court does an inquiry into your ability to pay a debt and makes a conclusion that you could pay $10 a month and you refuse to pay the $10 a month, the court can say stay in jail until the $10 come. Whatever you need to do, bring it back.
I'm no longer a slave. I'm free.
Free.
Yes, and as we talk about debtor's jail, remember that parable of the man who owed a whole lot and was forgiven, and then he could not forgive.
Yes.
And he was put into debtor's jail.
Yeah.
That's what it was put into, because he put his friend there. But as we speak this morning, we spoke about the whole power of forgiveness. And just, Jesus says, I have zeal. And the zeal we must have is to be as God would want us to be, fearing Him but loving our neighbor as ourselves, because that's a very, very important part of our worship. Those who were listening to us talking a little bit about football, it started yesterday. Ecuador beat the host Qatar 2-0, and at the game that's going on, England is
now 5-1.
5-1, and somebody made the point that that is a black players who
It's
have
now
5-1. Iran. England is playing Iran, so it's 5-1.
How good is Iran's team considered? All right, Lowell.
It's one of the better teams
It's
out
not
of
a
the
team
Middle
to
East.
beat. One of the better ones, but in all fairness, have they had much time to play football?
Who?
The stress they've been under in Iran?
Yeah, because remember the qualification.
No, I'm just talking about world events.
Yeah, in terms of
we know that when this soldiers
is a stress reliever.
All right, but yes, the listener is making the point that black players are key in this engagement, because another one of them just scored and made it 5-1.
Bellingham.
Yeah, but I was being facetious and just bringing it home to you that yes, it's good to see people of African descent or ethnicity letting their talent speak for them on the highest stages in the world. But a lot of times when they get there, it's not so much an expression of great freedom. I don't know. It's like they're sometimes the racism is still
real
very much there.
In
the countries and on the teams, and sometimes they're not treated as fairly as they should, and
All those things.
It's a stress and a struggle, but it's still a blessing to see their talent speaking at the highest levels.
Very good. They have to be very good.
And it means you have to, as Lowell is saying, you have to be very good. But, I mean, there are some places. Anyway, let's not go wider field. But can I say just thank you, especially to the callers who said, we can't hear you, your station is down, and allowed us to bring the station back on air so you can certainly enjoy the rest of the day and the next show that is coming up. I hear they're waiting in the wings, so we got to get it out of here real quickly. Thank you to those online and on air. Earl Brown, all the way in where are you again? Nairobi, Kenya. Well, we wait to. The truth is, enjoy the sunshine for as long as you can.
Wonderful
and
place.
to those in studio, thank you all very much. Have a great day, everyone.